We're here with Coach Young after the Eagles fell to Mo Valley
Yeah,
61
UTV.
to 56 here tonight. Your team scrapped and clawed, fought back, and took the lead a couple times there in the fourth quarter, but just weren't able to extend the lead on a couple occasions there, and eventually they knocked down a couple of key
Yeah,
threes to close this one out. But your team definitely fought.
they did. So I just told him in the locker room. Just super proud of the resiliency that they had. This team didn't quit. They didn't give up. And just really proud of that. And we got down 11, I think it was in the third, and fought all the way back, took the lead. Left points on the floor, from point blank layups to we only missed 2 free throws tonight, but from point blank layups to obviously some wide open threes. And at the end of the day, those are all shots that we want. I cannot be mad at that at all. All shots that we want. We defended our tails off, holding the team to 61 points. We got to win that ball game, and we turned them over 22 times. We won every stat category, basically almost, except for what rebounds and then shooting percentage. So
Yeah, and your team had to do it without your leading scorer as well, and so you relied on Caitlin Packey a lot, and she delivered 17 points, 8 rebounds. You guys fed the ball to her a lot,
yeah,
more times than not, she paid it off.
yeah, we gotta keep feeding her. Gotta keep feeding her. I think she's shooting over some 60-some%, I believe it is, from the floor. We gotta keep feeding her, and had some kids step up, some young kids, two freshmen that stepped up and had some big time minutes, and they're capable of doing that. Super proud of them, and big time shout out to Trishelle Porter coming off of the bench in 6 minutes, had 5 points, and a kid that hasn't really seen a whole lot of action, but stepped up when we needed her, and that's what you got to have. I truly believe this team is very, very dangerous, very, very dangerous. But we got to get everything clicking.
Yeah, and Asnate Gerke has been your energizer bunny on the defensive end.
Yeah,
Five
yeah.
more steals tonight. She seemed like she was on just about every tip ball. She's been fantastic on that end.
She has had an off night offensively, but she works her tail off on the defensive end. It's a big reason why I recruited her. When I was looking over our stats and stuff, actually today, comparing last season to this season, our offensive stuff when we look at what breaks our stuff down for us when we send it in, we're excellent, we're very good, and a lot of offensive stuff. Defense is the same way. Last year, offense, we were very good, we were excellent. Defense, we were poor and all this, and we completely flipped the switch there. But now we just got to make sure we're finishing plays down the stretch to win basketball games. But we did that for 3 games in a row. To be honest, one of these games is going to come and get us in these close games, and you got to be able to live with that.
And I was curious about your thoughts on Taylor's performance, because she's been thrust into that ball handling role, and she's trying to lead this team from that position as a true freshman. That's a lot on her plate.
Yeah.
How do you think she's handled that thus far this year, and specifically tonight with even more on her plate?
Yeah, she's a tough kid. She's She's been through this before. She has been through this before when she played at me at Battle. I put a lot of trust in her, and so I'm not worried at all. I got full trust. I know she's going to do great things. I love seeing her and Ellie compete in practice, and then also play side by side with each other in games, and so them two are awesome to coach.
So last home game here of 2025, and now you're going to be on the road a couple of times before you head down to the Daytona. What's the outlook for this team? We talked about it. You hit on it. A lot of close games here recently. Don't come out on top tonight. What is the message for this group as you try to close out this year strong?
Just keep trying to get 1% better. That is it. Locked in on what we do. We have a young team, a lot of new faces on this team, and it's just staying connected, keeping our circle super, super tight, not letting any outside influences distract what we are trying to do, and just trying to get 1% better every day.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time, and good luck the rest of this 2025. We'll see you in the new year.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Good evening and welcome to Fayette and Puckett Fieldhouse with a good crowd on hand for tonight's Hart Conference action and rivalry action between the Eagles of Central Methodist hosting the Vikings of Missouri Valley. I'm Aaron Mosier with the Eagles Hall of Famer Dave Fox with you on the Hart Conference Network. Tonight, we've got a great matchup. Missouri Valley still looking for their identity this year outside of Devin Davenport on offense and their strong defense. CMU 7-3 on the season, bounce back performance against Culver Stockton last time out after a bit of a dud against Park. They're now 3-1 in Hart Conference play. Missouri Valley 6-4 overall, 2-2 in the Hart. CMU tied for third in the standings with Benedictine, and Missouri Valley right now tied for sixth with 5 other teams at that 2-2 mark. The Hart, as we've talked about all year long, is wide open. And just another important game here for Central Methodist at home to try to pick up a W.
Big crowd, Aaron. A lot of purple in the stands as well as green and gray. These two schools relatively close, been rivals for a long, long time. I certainly expect a great basketball game tonight.
We've got the Hart Offensive Player of the Week, Devin Davenport on Missouri Valley, averaging 20 points a game. And for CMU, they have the Hart Defensive Player of the Week, Raphael Gay. 3 straight double-doubles for the senior out of Paris. And we certainly look forward to Davenport as the guard in that matchup against Isaiah Reams, and Raphael Gay and his toughness inside. Phil Fortaleza will take you through the starting lineups here on the Hart Conference Network.
Respect, integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. And now let's meet the starters for tonight's contest. First for the visiting Missouri Valley Vikings. Introducing first, a 6'8" junior from Biloxi, Mississippi, number 1, Gianni Patrick. A 6'4" freshman from Lexington, Missouri, number 10, Demario Moss. A 6' senior from Northern Georgia, number 11, Antoine Farrell. A 6'2" junior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, number 22, Devin Davenport. And a 6'7" junior from Montana, California, number 23, Ryan Lewis. The Vikings head coach is Jim Boone, assisted by Bobby Collins III, Stephen Amber, and Steve Geary. And now the home team starting lineup. Your Central Methodist Eagles. Introducing first at guard, 6'4" senior from East St. Louis, Illinois, number 1, Tommy Williams. At guard, a 6' senior from Mexico, Missouri, number 2, Isaiah Reeves. A 6'8" sophomore from the Bronx, New York, number 4, Vivian Giddy. A 6'7" senior from Paris, France, number 5, Raphael Gay. And a 6'6" senior from Malmö, Sweden, number 8, Tyson O'Kenny. The Eagles head coach is Matt Sherman, assisted by Horace Hicks, Greg Assistants, Jared Fisher, Caleb Stevens, and Cameron Ritchie.
So Missouri Valley in their road orange tonight, CMU in their home whites on their home floor in Puckett Fieldhouse. They're 3-1 here at Puckett Fieldhouse this year.
You know, Aaron, another night for Central Methodist to protect home turf. It's so important now that we're in the thick of the Heart of America Conference. Kind of look at these lineups. Central Methodist, which has happened several times this year with a significant size advantage. Mo Valley starting looks like more of a 4-guard, 4-perimeter type offense. Guys around 6'2" to 6'3". Of course, Central Methodist 6'8", 6'7", 6'7", much bigger. Really interesting to see how that affects this basketball game.
When Raphael Gay had a big size advantage last time on this floor. He had 33 points against William Penn, and that tight victory for the Eagles. But Missouri Valley does win the tap. They start with the basketball. Again, 6-4 overall this year. Bit of a bumpy ride for the Vikings under first-year head coach Jim Boone, but he's in his 40th season overall with coaching experience out the wazoo. 7 on the timer, and immediately Davenport is open, and he pays it off.
Just got loose in the half-court offense. Good movement, good motion. As we know, the returning Hart player, offensive player of the week. Wide open, nothing but net.
Giddy able to answer and drain one of his own. CMU shooting 34.5% from distance. A little bit disappointing start to the year from them from beyond the arc. We'll see if they can heat up a bit more tonight. Mo Valley not really known for their three-point shooting prowess to begin the year either. They've been so effective on the defensive side of the floor. Immediately 5 on the timer with Davenport heaving. And this one a bit off target, tapped out of bounds by Raphael Gay. So Mo Valley gets possession back as Davian Giddy already initiating some extracurricular contact in this rivalry game. Different starting lineup here as CMU starts to find their full strength roster. Tommy Williams back healthy, and Tyson O'Guiney starting to get his sea legs under him. Crossover from Farrell. His pull-up Jay falls a little help from the rim. He's playing 36 minutes a game.
That's one of the keys. We know Davenport has the ability to score in bunches. To see who else on this Missouri Valley team also can put points on the board. Nice move that last possession.
Raphael Gay immediately sees the double team, and he sails this pass intended for Reams. You have to know that's in the cards for Mo Valley. Undersized, having to deal with, we would argue, would be the best front court member of the Hart Conference thus far this year.
And we talked about a lot of new faces in the Hart from a player perspective. Coach Boone, new at Missouri Valley, replacing longtime coach Chad Lance. Getting after it defensively, a little trapping, a little chaos, creating some problems early on.
Late shot clock again for Mo Valley. Farrell with 2 to shoot, gets it off, a scoop off the mark. Raphael Gay with the board. Tommy Williams with the new hairdo, swings it across, and now Reams off the bounce to O'Guiney. Williams jab step and heaves. Oh, well off target. He's still looking for his touch this year. I think at times he's forced the issue maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I think Coach Sherman may just have said what you said, asking his teams for a little maybe extra movement on the offensive end and not just settle for the first shot.
Demario Moss delivers it off to Patrick, gets it back. Off the bounce, Reams almost ripped it away. From the foul line, pump fake for Lewis. Back out to Davenport, 8 on the timer. Against Williams, Davenport falling away off 1 foot. No help from the rim this time. And CMU possession.
That was good defense that time by Williams, wasn't it? Stayed with him. That was a tough one-footed fall away from about 15 feet. Good defense.
Williams accelerates into the lane, swerves through, and blocking foul on Mo Valley. It's against Demario Moss. Contrasting styles tonight. CMU averaging 84 points a contest, second best in the Hart. And Missouri Valley allowing just 69 a game. That's third best in the conference. Reams, swing all the way around to Giddy, and he drains his second one of the night.
Much better ball movement that time. Got it side to side, and Giddy starting this game with the hot hand for the Central Methodist Eagles.
Shooting almost 40% from distance to start the year. Looking for an increased role on this team. Moss. Sends it inside. And Patrick follows over Williams. 7-6, early lead for Missouri Valley. Reams attacks and scoops it in.
We've seen him do that all year, Aaron. Had the opening, great first move. Nice finish, Isaiah Reams.
At 39 points against John Brown, leading scorer for CMU. 19.5 points a contest. Right up there with Rafael Gay. The two veteran leaders on this squad, and they defend the pick and roll. Farrell from the foul line, off target. But the miss collected by Patrick. Davenport, jab step, muscles, and the pull-up falls.
You can see where he's getting his points. He's knocked down a three deep early in this game. So far, really good off the bounce, creating shots.
Game in the interior, gets his miss, denied. Follows again, and this time it's good off the window.
That's that size, Aaron, that time. Gay sticking with it, got 2 offensive rebounds, got the third one to go.
Davenport off the switch against Getty. In and out dribble, finger roll, and one. And already Devin Davenport picking up right where he left off through the Thanksgiving break. He had 31 points against Harris Stowe State, 26 against Benedictine. And we've hit the under 5 timeout. 7 points already for Davenport. It's just a 1-point lead for Mo Valley. 11-10 here on the Heart Conference Network. Eleven to 10 lead for Mo Valley over CMU and Puckett Fieldhouse here on the Heart Conference Network. We are a combined 9 of 15 to start. Both sides almost unabated in their quest for offense. Devin Davenport 7 points. Again, averaging 20 a game this year. One of the best scorers early on this season in the conference. He's been a revelation here from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He wasn't a prolific scorer at Trinidad Community College. He averaged just about 8 points a game there in a couple of seasons. And he converts the three-point play, so he's up to 8 points to start. 2-point lead for MVC. This Heart Conference rivalry game. Reams fouled on the exterior by Cale Simpson, junior from Australia.
Aaron, you talked about Coach Boone, Mo Valley, 40-plus years of experience coaching basketball, has had a lot of success along the way. Really known for his pack line defense. He's done a lot of research, spoke on it. You can see it's paying off early in this basketball game. Takes away driving lanes. Help defense is very good. Central's really having a hard time penetrating this Mo Valley defense early on.
8 on the timer for Williams, and can't get the shooter's bounce. And the rebound hauled in by Miu Nargia. Farrell bounces it. Davenport hangs, missed. Simpson on the board. Through contact, missed. And Isaiah Reams pushes the other way. In transition off of Gay, ricochets off the backboard. Thompson drives. Fresh subs into the game early on here for Jim Boone. Farrell, crossover. Bounces out to Davenport, 7 on the timer. He wants to dance against Reams, off the pick, crossover, slipped. Still pulls up, left it short. And O'Giddy hands it off for Reams. In transition, kick out Giddy, swing Williams, in rhythm, too strong.
Nice transition that time by the Eagles, just couldn't get it to fall. We talked about this defense, this packing defense we see by Mo Valley. Central's going to have to knock down some threes to loosen that up a little bit so those driving lanes will become open.
Also helps if they can play to their identity and not allow the opposing defense to set up. Simpson, no. Tommy Williams accelerates to the bucket, and he drew the foul.
Again, to your point, Aaron, push the pace, right? Get down the floor before that defense can get established. That's back-to-back possession. Central did just that. Nice drive that time by Williams. By the way, Aaron, hats off. Athletic Director Jeff Sherman. We're looking at 2 brand new scoreboards tonight. How beautiful. Compliments Coach Sherman getting that done over the Thanksgiving break. They look wonderful.
Shot clocks look great too. Hopefully the CMU Eagles squad can be a bit better at the free throw line tonight. They shot just 52% from the stripe last week. That certainly haunted them in that loss to Park, 92-73, where they shot just 39% from the field and 53% at the foul line. And we have a violation, lane violation for Williams to get another try. As a team, they're shooting just 66% near the bottom of the heart. Certainly a far cry from where they were last season.
Yeah, and Aaron, you and I have talked about it. We kind of look at their other shooting percentages, which I think are above average to average, but that free throw percentage is something that definitely needs to improve for this Eagles team.
Split trip to the line. James and Prater into the game for Central Methodist. And muscling in. This can't fall for Darren Thompson. Williams, shoulders, falls away, good.
Tough stuff right there. Good lean in. Got the defender off of him. Little step back, nothing but net. Big time move that time, Tommy Williams.
It's been one of his spots this year. Right there in the short corner. Thompson fires it to the corner. Miyu Nargia pull up, no. Instead, into Simpson, denied by Williams. Great recovery on the backside. Swinging around to Williams. Can he pay it off? No, he cannot. So that brings in Isaiah, make that Kylan Smith in for Williams.
Even though he missed that three-pointer. Good minutes to start this game by number 1 in white for Central Methodist, Williams. What I love about Williams, he's scoring, not afraid to look to score, but he also loves to defend. Love that.
Davenport back into the game, 8 points thus far. Hart offensive player of the week. Tough bounce, and Raphael Gay sends it away from Farrell. In transition, Reams hangs, finger rolls it in.
Numbers again, when Central gets in transition, although they haven't capitalized every possession, I like the pace.
Couple of buckets for Isaiah Reams to start. Had a quiet week for his standards last week. And he'll pick up the foul, reaching in against Davenport. Didn't need it though. 54 points in the paint for CMU against Culver Stockton. Just reversed the number that Park put on them earlier in the week. 26 points, 14 rebounds for Raphael Gay in that performance. We were talking about Tommy Williams. He had 20 against the Wildcats on the road in Canton. And Reams almost forced that turnover off the inbound, but stays with the Vikings.
Okay, that's good recognition that time by Reams, who was guarding the inbounder. A little pick-to-picker action underneath. That'd been a wide open layup if Reams wasn't alert and got a foot on that ball.
Davenport works against Smith. Working around to Farrell. Muscling in, tough fadeaway, good. You know, Jim Boone is a veteran head coach, obviously not too worried about the analytics of threes versus ones. His team is very comfortable in the mid-range game as Kevin James turns it over. And look, they're not going to give CMU the whistle tonight. You know, if they're going to allow the opposing shooter to muscle in, maybe use that offhand, that off shoulder.
Yep.
We'll have to play around that.
Well, there have been 5 calls in almost 10 minutes of play in this basketball game. To your point, the officials are allowing them to play. And just as I said that, we've got an offensive foul heading the other way. Sorry about that, Mo Valley.
First foul on Patrick. 14 fouls on Mo Valley, 2 on CMU early on here in Puckett Fieldhouse. 10:35 remaining in the first half. Isaiah Reams turns the corner, finger roll no. Farrell to Davenport in transition. He hesitates, drives, kicks it out. Moss stolen away by Reams.
What a play.
And he gets it back. Did he establish himself in bounds? They say he did not.
Well, that was close. And Gay even recognized that. But by the way, great hustle that time by Reams to get the steal. Good save, and I thought maybe he had just delayed that pass. I'm talking Gay back to Reams, but the official saw it differently.
Farrell between the legs. Feeds it inside. Patrick kicks it out. 3 for Moss. Good. This is a Mo Valley team that makes just 6 threes a game, but shoots it at a high percentage, 36%, top 5 in the Hart. But they only attempt about 16.5, and that's at the bottom of the Hart Conference. So far, so good today. Gay off the window and good.
Well, what a strong finish. I thought there was a lot of contact on that catch. Played through it. Gay having a great first half.
Thompson to Davenport. Defended by James. He wants to drive. Stop. Pop. Money. 10 points for Davenport. And look, it's going to be difficult for CMU if they can't find anybody else to defend him outside of Tommy Williams.
They've had 3 different people attempt so far, and I agree with you.
Raphael Gay, though, is having himself a day inside. Just not a lot of resistance being put up by Mo Valley in the interior. That's 6 points for Gay.
Smart basketball. He's got the size advantage here, and I couldn't agree with you more.
Davenport off the hesitation, another pull up, and he is in fuego to begin tonight.
That young man can just play. Wow.
Reams. Doubled out top, and that's a foul on the reach in. Patrick picks up his second. They've hit the under 10 timeout. We've had a good back and forth ball game here in Fayette. Mo Valley leads CMU 21-19 off of Devin Davenport's 12 points early. We'll step aside on the Hart Conference Network.
This may be one of those games. Where did he come from?
Welcome you back to Puckett Fieldhouse in Fayette. 8:36 remaining in the first half. Mo Valley holding on to a 2-point advantage over CMU, 21-19. Both sides a good start on the offensive end. Mo Valley 45%, CMU 57%. 12 points thus far for Devin Davenport. He leads all scores, the Hart Offensive Player of the Week.
You and I just talking during the break very briefly. Love Davin, you great word used, Aaron, his pace of play. He's so unpredictable. It's almost got you on your heels on the catch because he's so versatile. He's got great balance, and he can score from so many different places. Very impressive so far in this game.
Reminds me a lot of Noah Rigatuso. Law play defended well on the backside by Baker. And Lewis sling it away from Prater. Moss drew the whistle and takes a trip to the stripe.
You know, Coach Sherman was upset noticeably on that last set coming out of the timeout on the lob play. You know, sometimes when it's flat, and I agree with what Coach Sherman just said, you know, you want to defend your players as well. He ended up horizontal and landed on his back. Thank goodness he's okay. But bang, bang play that went Mo Valley's way.
It's Mario Moss puts in the first. He's playing 31 minutes a game, averaging 11 points a contest and shooting 81% from the foul line. 6 rebounds a game as well for the true freshman out of Lexington, Missouri. Young team here for Mo Valley in the first year of Jim Boone. They return just 2 players from last season's roster, Darian Webb and Maurice Walker II. They go to Gay inside and loose ball turnover. 4-point lead for the Vikings. Farrell. To Simpson on the smaller Reams, and he stepped out of bounds.
Great hustle that time by Reams. As we've seen all year, brings it on both ends of the floor, doesn't he, Aaron? Boy.
Between the legs in the lane, he hangs. He drew the whistle. He's been a bright spot for CMU at the foul line this year. He is shooting 80.5% from the stripe, and he's getting there a ton, averaging over 8 free throw attempts a game, playing 34 minutes a contest. We knew, talking to Matt Sherman coming into the year, him and Raphael Gay would be the 2 stalwarts at the top of the roster. And Raphael Gay will get a breather as Big Tom checks in. Senior out of Mexico, Missouri, transferred from Truman State. And he cuts the deficit to 2. He's up to 6 points. Him and Raphael Gay have combined for 12. Davenport in rhythm, pull up, this time a bit too strong, and CMU with a bit of numbers. James hangs and drew the whistle.
Again, attacking the basket, pushing the pace. Had numbers that time. Davenport fell out of bounds after that shot attempt. Had numbers. Taking advantage of opportunities and most importantly trying to get early offense before that defense can get set.
And this is an area where CMU has improved from last year. They're averaging 24 free throw attempts a game. That's top 3 in the Heart. You just haven't done as good of a job of knocking them down.
Yeah, it didn't do much good if you can get there, but you can't capitalize, as you said, knock them down.
James splits that pair, and so it's 1-point lead for Mo Valley here on the road from Marshall. Davenport slips, step back 3, short, and rebound tap to Sewulu. Reams pulls up. Yeah, can't get the shooter's roll. He is shooting over 40% from distance this year. He's been such an effective sniper. Moss to Simpson. As the Vikings continue to work deep into the shot clock on their possessions. We expected that coming in. Farrell tries to turn the corner, batted, and Isaiah Reams helps to stop that possession.
That's 4 possessions in a row, 4 stops for this Eagles basketball team. Now it's time to convert on the offensive end. Eagles with a chance to take a lead here.
Smith fires it inside. Big Tom missed this one. You like the idea. .6:12 remaining in the first half. Off the hezzy, James locks down Farrell. 9 on the timer for Thompson. Out to Moss, and he heaves it. Contested short, and great rebound tracked down by Lewis, and a foul down low coming against Big Tom.
You get in a game like this, you're working so hard on the defensive end, you've gotten some stops, and you got to secure that defensive rebound. Creating an extra possession. We're going to get a timeout here. Let the coaches talk about it.
5:53 remaining in the half. 1-point ball game, back and forth in Puckett Fieldhouse. Mo Valley 23, CMU 22. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it with you here on the Hart Conference Network. The Eagles 7-3 versus Mo Valley in their last 10. The last Viking win in Fayette came in 2020, and these two split last season in 2 competitive games. But as you mentioned, as we've talked about, new identity here under Jim Boone. Chad Lance was the winningest Vikings basketball coach, spent 22 seasons with the program as the head man, nearly 30 years in total with the program.
Actually had a chance before the game talking about Chad Lance, Missouri values. Certainly my time goes way back here at Central Methodist. Tom Pfeiffer, former athletic director at Mo Valley, longtime coach. I believe he's coached for 40 years, high school and college, mostly in this area. Dennis Humphreys here in attendance tonight. 2 great athletes back in the day, also great people, and it was great to see them here watching the game tonight.
Not a long trip for the Vikings, of course. Only about 45 minutes. Lewis. Thompson drives baseline, cut off. Muscles, hook shot off the mark. Tough battle for the rebound, and Big Tom wins it. James in the corner, tees it up. Can't knock it down. Big Tom another board, out to Reams. Off the heel and gets a little help.
A little pitching wedge. That's a little backspin on it. That's a big bucket for Central. That's the first lead they've had for quite a while here in this half.
2-point advantage. And Farrell can't change that, but James mistimed the jump. A second chance opportunity missed by Moss, and it's CMU possession.
I know you're going to look at some stats here in a little bit. Both these teams can't be shooting really very well in this first half. I think you would agree with me. A low-scoring basketball game, one would think probably favors Mo Valley with their style of play, points they've been giving up this year. Central Methodist with a 2-point lead and an opportunity to add to it.
The Vikings shooting below 35% from the field. CMU 9 of 18 to start. Ogene from the corner, a little off target, but Gay tracks it down. Back into the game, he's got 6 points. And on the baseline, he fires it out to Giddy, and that's his 3rd 3 of the night.
And what a play by Gay. He was isolated, Aaron, took it baseline. 2 Mo Valley defenders rotated, walled him up. Great find and bucket by Central.
And that swirls out for Farrell. And Tommy Williams back into the game. Wrestles for the rebound. Possession arrow favors CMU. And we've hit the media timeout. 4.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Good stretch of play for CMU at the last timeout. And they have taken the 5-point lead, 28-23. Big 3 made by Davian Giddy, him and Isaiah Reams, each with 9 points. We'll step aside on the Hart Conference Network.
For the 45, cuts across midfield, up the right sideline, stumbles, breaks the tackle. He's to the 20, to the 10. He is taking it into the end zone for a touchdown. Still caught down the line, and it's in a line drive right down the line. Running catch by Jolly. Henry turns, shoots, hits it from the corner. The fading three.
We return to action in Puckett Fieldhouse. 4.5 minutes remaining in the first half. CMU 28, Mo Valley 23. Largest lead of the night for the Eagles. Reams with a wide open lane to the bucket, and that set has worked for beautiful buckets all season long.
Great set, Coach Matt Sherman, and I just wrote down 4:30, 28-23. Let's see what happens here. If Central can get on a little run, maybe some separation here before the half.
Reams up to 11 points. Davenport with 12, but he's been held quiet over the last few minutes since he returned to the floor. Miu Nargia, tough pull up, and this one's off target. Williams, baseline, jump stop, muscles in, and one. He would not be denied.
Push the pace. Nice pitch ahead that time. Tommy Williams, as you talked about, strength. No question on the contact, and man, what a finish.
I am looking forward to his offensive numbers improving as the season goes on. The talent level is there. We've seen it. He just continues to find his rhythm as the season goes on, and his toughness is certainly unquestionable.
Well, you talked about Reams and Gay for these Eagles have kind of carried this team offensively, but you know, night in and night out, we're seeing other guys that are starting to step up. Love that.
Giddy's knocked down 3 threes tonight. And there's a batted ball recollected by Patrick. Suddenly Mo Valley down by 10. Patrick fouled by Giddy.
Yeah, that pick and roll action didn't work the first time. They stuck with it. Good pass. And it's been a minute since Mo Valley has scored a basket and or a point.
Austin Prater to the table for CMU. Patrick, a 6'8", 220 junior from Biloxi, Mississippi. Shooting 60% from the stripe this year. And that one dances off. He has been an enforcer inside, almost 2 blocks a game for him. An area where Mo Valley can certainly use his presence tonight against Raphael Gay. Darren Thompson returns, replacing Ryan Lewis. So that makes it a 9-point ball game. CMU on top, quickly extending their lead after trailing for most of this first half. Williams behind the back fires it over to Ogene. Off the heel, high rebound, tapped out, long collection for Williams. He's tripped up.
That's a foul, yeah.
That's a foul on Davenport.
Sorry.
You had it before I did.
Don't mean to be doing that. So. A lot of times, kids will fall, and they'll call it traveling, and not realize that there was a reason they fell, right? Good call by the official.
And CMU into the bonus. 19 fouls on Mo Valley. Front end of the 1-and-1 is down for Williams, the redshirt senior from East St. Louis. Nobody has more than 2 fouls for Mo Valley, so all 9 of those have been spread out. Tommy Williams makes an 11-point lead for the Eagles. Second to last home game of 2025. Tough look and a great defense by CMU against Patrick. And Ogene in transition knocks it down.
Got that one in rhythm. Credit Tommy Williams. What a find.
14-point lead for CMU. With a good crowd on hand in Puckett Fieldhouse. Thompson fires it out. And Farrell works against Tommy Williams. Davenport against Ogene. Pump fake. Drive. Couldn't hand it off. And Raphael Gay helps to force the turnover. Williams fires it out. Reams off target. And Davenport with numbers the other way. Hangs, scoop, layup off the window. Now with 14 points, 12-point lead for CMU. Under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Central Methodist shooting 52% from the field. Williams.
Yep, Gay wants it inside.
Instead, Williams drives, floater, tough look off the mark. So Jim Boone's squad with a chance to cut into the deficit before the halftime break, but given their profile, you don't want to fall behind too much. Haven't been known to be an explosive offense thus far this year. Thompson able to work past the baseline, reverse cut underneath the rim. Reams out to Ogene, who lost control. Reams is open though, pump fake, fly by three. Yes, sir! Momentum all in the favor of Matt Sherman and CMU. Reams up to 14 points to match Davenport's 14. And we have a timeout on the floor, a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it with you on the Hart Conference Network. With 67 seconds remaining in the half, 15-point lead for CMU.
How about this, Aaron? 8:36 mark of the first half. Mo Valley 21, Central Methodist 19. We've got a minute, so 7.5 minutes of basketball being played here in the first half. Central Methodist is outscored. You can do the numbers. What is that, 22-5?
The Eagles shooting 40% from distance, 52% from the field, 7 of 9 from the foul line, out rebounding Mo Valley 20-15, and 8 assists as well for CMU. 8 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists for Tommy Williams, 6 points, 6 boards for Raphael Gay. Let's see how Jim Boone's squad responds at the timeout. Davenport, spin move on Williams, and an offensive foul.
We got him on the wrap. Yep. It's a good move, went baseline. Used the offhand to wrap around. You don't see that called very often.
Ogene out to Reams, pump fake drive, poked away by Davenport. And Mario Moss bumped another Farrell at the timeline by Williams. That's his first personal. 16 foul on Central Methodist. Davenport a little shaken up, gimpy off the floor, replaced by Moss. Appears to be something you'll just have to shake off.
I don't know what happened there, that last defensive possession.
5-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Farrell hedged, crossover on Reams. A little bit of contact, missed it, and Reams able to corral the miss. So now the shot clock is dark for the Eagles, up by 15. They led at the half against Culver Stockton by 14. And they picked up that win by a 25-point margin. 7 to shoot. Gay out top. Williams. Short. Ogeni fires it out to Reams. And maybe it was blocked, missed. And that's the end of the first half. Still a nice finish for the Eagles after trailing for a lot of that first portion of the half. Come out of a couple of timeouts, go on a run. And Isaiah Reams, 14 points. Davian Getty with 9 points, 3 of 3 from distance. Tommy Williams, 8 points. And Devin Davenport has been held to 14 points after he started with a 12-point streak to begin the night. If you're Matt Sherman, you have to be pleased with a lot here in the locker room, but we know him. He's not going to be satisfied until the end of this one.
First 10 minutes of the game were somewhat sloppy. Didn't shoot the ball well. You look at this half, what he's going to be pleased with and probably going to want to continue, they've defended extremely well. Part of that was Davenport was getting his. Didn't have the second half of the first half, maybe from a point standpoint, but collectively this Central Methodist basketball team did a great job defensively, led to some transitions, some easy buckets. Really nice first half for CMU.
And they'll take that 15-point lead in the locker room. We'll step aside on the Hart Conference Network.
Featuring Twitter and Kylie McCourt. They're led by head coach Matt Paul. Eagles, your music is on. The rest of our contestants, Carson Evangelist, Sophia Rizzo, Holly Parker, Ramsey Spinks, Kennedy Zans, Alyssa Newberry, Jalen White, Elijah Kane, and our Sophia Friesmeyer. Sophia Friesmeyer. Sophia Friesmeyer going once, going twice. All right. Beatrice Amy. Beatrice Amy. Beatrice Amy.
All right, let's go get that. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to get a choice of if you want to shoot a three-point shot or a half-court shot. Now, you get $100 if you make the half-court shot. You get $25 if you make the three-point shot. You get one shot. So, what's our choice going to be? All right, we're going to shoot it on. Half-court shot. Half-court shot. Next in line. Next in line. Choose half-court shot. All right, half-court shot. Let's hear it.
Welcome you back to Puckett Fieldhouse in Fayette. Good first half for the Eagles as they lead Missouri Valley by 15, 41 to 26. Here on the Hart Conference Network, Aaron Mosier with the Eagles Hall of Famer Dave Fox. The Eagles shot 50% from the field, made 6 threes, and out-rebounded Mo Valley by 7 and held the Vikings to 31% from the field. Isaiah Reams, 14 points, Davian Giddy, 9, Tommy Williams, 8, with 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Devin Davenport with your team high for Mo Valley, 14 points, 6 to 12 from the field. Looking forward to talking more about this as the rest of this game progresses, but we all know the Hart is wide open this year. I mean, nobody is in the top 25 at this point. Mo Baptist just outside of that. They're in a battle tonight with Mission. Anybody, I couldn't pick who would win the conference at this point in the year. I mean, it is truly the Wild West out there.
Well, it was about 3.5, 4 weeks ago, you and I were talking about all the newcomers to this conference from a player standpoint, and may take some time to mesh. And you're starting to see that a little bit, but not only how important the conference started so early in the basketball season, you got to have a great start. And Aaron, I think being a top 8 team at the end of the regular season is so important this year based upon what you just said. There may not be a front runner this year.
Devin Davenport gets off to a good start in the second half, finds his way to the rim. He has 16 points now. The point being, you got to take care of business here at home. Giddy unable to pick up where he left off in the first half. Tapped rebound out to Reams, and he can't drain this one.
If you're Central, you got to start the half with the same intensity you finish the half with. And it's good to see Davenport. I believe you mentioned he went off the floor late there in the first half. Back here in the second half, so already got a bucket. Great to see.
Farrell off the crossover, feeds it, and a foul against Patrick, and one.
Mo Valley, Aaron, has had some great success tonight with that high pick and roll, middle third of the floor.
I think you want to avoid what happened last time you were on this floor against William Penn. I mean, we know how talented that Statesman squad is. But you had a double-digit lead in the second half, allowed them to come back into that game, and it took a real hard fight the last minute to overcome them for that 102-99 victory. Don't want to give the Vikings too much of a thought that they might come back in this one, as Raphael Gay is up to 8 points.
And it's great to see. Go right inside to the big guy. Talked about his size advantage, good finish. Central with a much-needed bucket here to start the second half.
Moss off the switch against Austin Prater. They want to post up Patrick. Instead, they reverse it to the other side. In and out dribble. Davenport shifty, and whoa, that's a late whistle on Isaiah Reams.
That's pretty good defense that time by Reams, but again, silky smooth Davenport is. It's unbelievable how he can set up to get shots off. As impressive as how he gets those shots off. And here he is at the free throw line.
Second personal on Reams. First falls. Davenport averaging almost 7 free throw attempts a game. Similar numbers to Reams. Again, originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So it's a 10-point ball game. 4 points for Davenport out of halftime. And Raphael Gay with a couple of buckets. Davenport able to curl in, and tough finish off the window over Raphael Gay. So Davenport up to 20 points, right at his average, after he was the Hart Offensive Player of the Week last week. He's reached the 30 mark 3 times this year. Reams, short, tracks down his own miss. Kick out, Williams top of the key, behind the back, pull up 2, too strong. Mo Valley down by 10, looking for a run. And not an explosive offensive team. Pull up, Farrell. No, Prater the rebound, and they say he stepped out of bounds. So Prater getting the start to this, getting some early minutes in the second half instead of Giddy. Davenport from the wing, good.
Good execution that time, out of bounds underneath by Mo Valley. And, you know, fellow teammates freeing up a guy who's got a hot hand. They know where their shooter is.
9 points for Davenport through the first 3 minutes of the second half. Ogene able to corral it, throws it off of Davenport, and he can't save it. So 16 seconds on the shot clock for CMU.
Central start this second half, Aaron, maybe not with the same energy that they ended the first half. I think you'd agree with me. Here's where you kind of rely on your seniors, your vets, those that have been here before.
I think the only one on the floor that would be
Yeah.
at least in the Eagles uniform, and that's a turnover.
Okay, well, Central played some good defense there. Second half of the first half anyway. Well, it's time to reestablish that intensity right now, or they are going to be in a situation, as you mentioned, William Penn a couple weeks ago in a dogfight. Not that they aren't already.
First personal on Raphael Gay. And the style of this game has really shifted back into the Valley favor. Davenport runs off a hard screen. Williams absorbs it. Davenport step back and still heaves it. And that was a heat check off the mark. Track down miss though, and Lewis is denied by Prater. And Raphael Gay wrestles away the rebound. Reams fires it up to Prater. Back to Reams, he drives, slithers through, and draws the whistle.
Well, that's a good defensive effort on the other end. That time, Talk Prater with a block shot, Gay with a real aggressive rebound.
Tommy Williams was step for step with Davenport that entire possession.
Yep.
The first one falls for Reams, and I think what we're seeing with Tommy Williams back healthy and on the floor, him and Reams play well off of each other. Reams doesn't have to guard the best opposing scorer in the backcourt. And Williams is taking on that bulldog role tonight, that's for certain. Just trying to limit the scoring of Davenport. Farrell able to kiss it in off the window. So back to a 7-point lead for CMU, under 16 to go. Mo Valley has certainly quieted this crowd in Puckett Fieldhouse. Prater from deep. Line drive short.
No white shirts rebounding, Aaron. We've seen that to start here the second half. Got a size advantage. Got to hit the glass on both ends.
Farrell pulls it out. Crossover against Reams. Pull up. Off the mark. Moss with a great follow and one. And how about the performance tonight from the true freshman?
We just talked about rebounding. Nice offensive rebound, put-back opportunity here, three-point play for Mo Valley. Very impressive the way Valley has come out of the locker room. 15-23 remaining here in the second half.
Moss from Lexington High School, and he converts a three-point play. So it's just a 4-point lead for CMU. Matt Sherman elects not to call a timeout, looking to save it and potentially get one at the under 15 to maybe awaken this group on the floor after they led by 15 at the end of the first half. Williams from deep, and that's short. No energy right now on either end for CMU. Mo Valley with all the momentum. Farrell Moves in and now drive for Thompson. Kick out Moss. Off the heel, long rebound, tracked down by Thompson. And he has a wide open two, and he pays it off.
Offensive rebounds paying off for Mo Valley here in the second half. That's back-to-back possessions by the Vikings. Offensive rebounds have led to points.
A 15-point lead has been cut to 2. Ogene sidestep way off target. And that's a reach and foul on Prater. And a desperately needed timeout for CMU comes with 14:28 to go. All Mo Valley to start this second half. They're winning it 19-6. And for Central Methodist's sake, they'll have a lot to talk about in this break. And we'll step aside on the Heart Conference Network. CMU on top of Mo Valley, 47-45, a 19-6 run for the Vikings of MVC out of the halftime break, and they trail by just 2 after trailing by 15 to end that first half.
Aaron, you look at the situation we have right now, Central up 2, 19-6 run by Mo Valley since halftime. If the three-point shot's not falling, you're not confident with it, I expect Coach Matt Sherman after this timeout to have some type of a set, something organized on the offensive end to maybe see if we get a post touch for Gay. But more importantly, it's about getting stops. 19 points in 5 minutes is an awful lot of points to give up.
And with that last reach and foul by Prater, the Eagles already have 5 team fouls. And Davenport gets away with an elbow, rejected by Raphael Gay. And look at the big man run the floor. Full steam ahead, he missed the layup. But it's off of Mo Valley and it's CMU possession.
Okay, Central got to stop.
If I'm Matt Sherman, I'm screaming about the elbow that his player just took to the chest.
We got a little stoppage in play. Not sure exactly what we're discussing.
Prater hands it off Reeves. He curls around outside Kylan Smith. Off the bench, short, tracks down his miss, saves it. And Farrell able to track it down. In transition, he has the mismatch on Gay, but he moves it to Davenport. Decide to set the table for Farrell, pull up 3. Off target, leaping rebound, Moss to Simpson. He wrestles it against Prater. Hook shot, no. Prater hustles, try to save it, it's out of bounds. Mo Valley possession, and the shot clock resets.
Again, second chance opportunities by Missouri Valley on the offensive end. That's been a big difference here by this run by the Vikings here in the second half.
Davenport off the switch. Oh, what a move.
Got what he wanted with the switch. Much bigger guy defending him. No chance trying to keep in front of him. Heck of a move.
We have a tie ball game at 47 apiece. 25 points for Davenport. CMU down to 42% from the field, and that's a foul. It's on Darren Thompson. Third team foul against Mo Valley in the second half, almost 7 minutes in. Reams out to Smith. James goes to work, dances, stop, turned around. Great footwork, could not get the layup to fall.
Tough break that time by James.
And Mo Valley has a chance to take the lead. Davenport spins off of James in the lane and tapped in the hands of Thompson. Moss against Smith. 8 on the timer, crossover, cut off. And the whistle has changed a little bit in the second half.
Not only that, this game, you talked about pace of play is slowed down, which favors Missouri Valley. Talked about Central Methodist in the first half, got some separation because they got stops and got buckets in transition. We have not seen anything in transition by the Eagles. We talked about the defense ability. And another whistle, Aaron. Looks like we're heading back to Central Methodist way.
And that's the second personal on Simpson, 4th team foul. So, slowed down pace in the second half. Reams, no, Gay can't collect the rebound. Oh, what a bounce pass to Moss. And Mo Valley has the lead. Just an anemic second half here for CMU. Just 6 points through 8 minutes. Reams bumped, threw it up and drew the foul. And this second half is feeling eerily similar to what that game was against Columbia. An anemic offense.
Well, part of the offense too is they're settling. You know, they're trying to create. I think the ball's sticking a little bit too much. When I mean sticking, individually, players are trying to make plays that maybe they've been able to make against other teams. We talked about this defense. It's a very sagging, very help-oriented defense, and a lot of stuff to the rim is not going to be there tonight. You're not shooting the ball from the three very well, you know, and that's one of the reasons we've got a 1-point lead by Missouri Valley here with 11 minutes and 40 seconds to go.
They have won the second half 23-7. Farrell off the switch, crossover into Gay, no whistle until Gay is out of bounds. Keanu Patrick returns. And now Farrell to inbound, 8 on the shot clock for the Vikings. Davenport against James. 3 on the timer. Has to make a move, out to Moss, and he didn't get it off. So there's a good stop for CMU, down by a point.
If Coach Sherman's got a set or something, again, I'd really like to see Gay get a touch in the paint. Not saying he has to score. Once you get the ball in the paint, defense has to change. They have to adjust, which could free up some other players for a wide open shot. Everything's been contested this half by the Eagles.
Reams attacks, tapped, and it's out of bounds off of Raphael Gay. It's that pack line defense we talked about earlier on.
Well, they invite you places with driving and they collapse. Do such a great job with their rotations and their help. When you get there, there's nothing available. You get caught in no man's land. That's exactly what happened that time with Reams.
Patrick, well executed pick and roll. Three-point deficit for CMU. Quite a run for Mo Valley. James into traffic, out to Prater, swing, Smith in the corner, contested, might have been blocked, and a foul on the rebound.
And sometimes when the three's not falling, you got a defender running at you like that time, Bonaparte. Just ball fake, put the ball on the floor, and settle for a nice 2-point, 10, 12-foot jump shot. Everybody likes to shoot three. I get it.
Reams curls around, kick out Smith. They'll try again, and he left it short. This has been an interesting lineup for Matt Sherman. It's been on the floor for a little while now. Trying to find an answer, and Farrell off the heel, leaping rebound. Patrick tied up with Reams, and that should be a jump ball. Possession arrow favors CMU. And we've hit the under 10 timeout. In a strange second half for CMU. They were shooting above 50% from the field out of the locker room. They are down to 38%. Looking for some answers right now. Down by 3 after leading by as much as 15 on the Hart Conference Network.
To the 45, cuts across midfield, up the right sideline, stumbles, breaks the tackle, he's to the 20, to the 10, he is taking it into the end zone for a touchdown. Still caught down the line, and it's in a line drive right down the line, running catch by Jolly. He'll find Henry, turns, shoots, hits it from the corner, the fading three.
Welcome you back to Fayette and Puckett Fieldhouse. Just under 10 minutes to play in this one. Quite a second half for Mo Valley, winning it 25-7, and they have come back from a 15-point lead. And right now, lead Central Methodist by 3. These Hart Conference rivals, short trip for Mo Valley from Marshall to Fayette. And their last win in this building came in 2020. CMU has won 7 of the last 10 meetings. They split last year. CMU winning the meeting in November. Marcus Anthony had 30 points, but they fell in January despite out rebounding Mo Valley 45-28. So these two have known kind of strange matchups the past couple of years, and the Vikings have certainly made this the type of game they want. A top 5 defense in the Hart, and they have shut down the Eagles in this second period. Getty hangs, denied by Patrick, and he has found his rhythm and his identity in the second half after being outmatched by Gay in the first half. And now with Raphael Gay not on the floor, that puts a lot more on the shoulders of Prater and Getty.
Still a long way to go in this basketball game, but to maybe piggyback off a point you just talked about, this rivalry over the years. We talked before halftime or after halftime about just how balanced and competitive this conference is. You can talk about, you can play a half a basketball, but if you don't play a full basketball game, every team in this conference has the ability to be successful. And we've seen that tonight. We've seen it a couple times with the Central Methodist basketball team. You got to lock in for 40 minutes and give Mo Valley all the credit in the world. They have changed the pace of this game, got it to a snail's pace, exactly what they wanted, a half-court game. You talked about their defense, and it's really shined here in the second half.
Antoine Farrell puts in a couple of free throws. Mo Valley leads by 5. Eagles desperately need an answer. James, spin move on Davenport, missed the layup. Prater threw it out to Farrell. CMU can't buy a bucket right now. Farrell in transition against Reams, stop to Patrick. Shoulders, missed, rebound Moss, hook shot, rims in. Can somebody step up for CMU? Being out-hustled and just battered and bruised in this second half. And they can't throw a beach ball in the ocean right now. And this zone defense is taking its toll. Getty draws the foul, rather Ogene.
It's a good strong take that time by Ogene. Get to the free throw line. Now it's important for the all-important free throws. Needs to knock 2 down. And again, you made a great point. You just talk about the pace of play, the struggles offensively for Central Methodist. But again, who's won the rebounding battle here in the second half. I guarantee you offensively, from an offensive standpoint, it's been Missouri Valley. I think proof that last possession and several possessions in the second half where they've gotten extended possessions because they've rebounded on the offensive end.
Both free throws fall for Ogeni. Back to a 5-point deficit for CMU on their home floor. Davenport with 25 points, and he fires it into Patrick. Through traffic, he lays it up and in.
Pick and roll action has worked all night for this Missouri Valley basketball team. Hey, if it ain't broken, don't fix it, and they certainly have not.
And all 220 pounds of Keanu Patrick coming in handy, and there's another turnover, but a kickball violation is whistled before the transition opportunity. CMU down to 36.5% from the field. Again, they shot above 50% through the first half. Both teams down to 25% from distance. The Eagles have been shut down in this second half of action. Reams out to Giddy. Off target after he was perfect from distance in the first half. And Mo Valley's pace has condensed the game, taking away opportunities for the Eagles offense. And all they have to do is just enough to get over the top in this matchup. Davenport has Prater with 6 on the timer. Pulls up from deep and drains it. It's been his night once again.
It wasn't bad defense either. Had a hand in his face. Just a playmaker making a play.
That's his third personal foul, reaching in against Prater. Mo Valley up by 10.
And you talk about that young man, Davenport, and his ability to score with 28 here with 7 remaining. His play has also created his teammates to step up with confidence. He's done a great job distributing the basketball. We've seen the points spread out amongst other teams. Talked about the big that just went out. A lot of success with the pick and roll offensively. Somebody from Central Methodist needs to step up.
Raphael Gay back into the game. Prater drains the first of his pair. And Mo Valley 6-4 entering the night, up and down start to their year. Played Hannibal LaGrange twice, beat them once, lost another time. And they were held to 35 points against Graceland as Ogene able to cut the deficit to 7. So just a Jekyll and Hyde team right now if you're Mo Valley, trying to find their role beginning this year. Farrell gets help from the rim. That side has been very favorable to the Vikings. Reams to the corner. Tommy Williams back in the game. Raphael Gay, foul. And a hard fall to the deck.
Getting Central, much better job here as of late, at least getting to the free throw line. But at this point in time, Aaron, it's what's going on the defensive end.
That's the 4th personal for Cale Simpson. And I certainly think where you can find an edge in this game is continuing to attack to get to the foul line. Davenport has 3 fouls, and a bunch of other Vikings have just 2. But you find one more on Davenport, and you certainly make things interesting. That certainly helped them out against William Penn with Fode Sharif basically out for the majority of that game with foul trouble, and that really helped CMU to get over the top in that game.
I think we both know number 22 in Missouri Valley, named Davenport's going to have an offensive impact the rest of this game.
Empty trip for Raphael Gay.
Yep.
Not enough attention to detail for the Eagles in this second half. Popped up. Hustle. This time CMU wins the 50-50 ball, but Reams dribbles it off his foot. Farrell carried the basketball, no whistle, lob inside. It's a mess. Everybody going everywhere, and It's out of bounds, Mo Valley possession. I mean, that's textbook Gary. Am I looking at the wrong thing here?
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out how you would describe what just happened the last 15 seconds. 2 turnovers, bodies on the floor. I'm not going to argue.
Mo Valley is perfectly content playing this type of game.
Oh, yeah, heavens, yes. This is exactly great execution on their part here in the second half.
Play this type of game, then you just rely on your top 2 scorers, Farrell and Davenport, to buy you a bucket here and there to get you over the top.
Especially when you can defend. You know, playing defense and defending will keep you in games for sure.
Farrell, turnaround, short, and CMU very fortunate to get that rebound. Reams, hangs, reverse, yes! That's what it seems to take right now to get a bucket if you're CMU.
Can that get a little energy on the defensive end? Can that be the start of a little run by the Eagles?
Davenport off the handoff, deep 3, short, ricochets off of Mo Valley, CMU possession, but the Eagles are getting beat to the ball right now, and it's just the Vikings unable to hang on.
You gotta remember too, the longer the shot, the longer the rebound. So it's not just the post players that gotta be in there banging, everybody's got to rebound. And we talk about everybody being aware of the shots and where it's at.
Gay misses, saved in Mo Valley possession, up by 7. Under 5 minutes to go, and they've just milked this clock. What a strange game here tonight in Puckett Fieldhouse. Completely different halves. CMU led by 15 at the break. Davenport off target, and Moss out-hustled the entire CMU team for that rebound. Just not winning basketball for the Eagles, and Moss a chance for a 3-point play. With 4.5 minutes to play, CMU desperately needs a turnaround, down by 9. We'll step aside the Hard Conference Network. Welcome you back to the Hart Conference Network. 9-point lead for Mo Valley with a chance to make it in at the foul line with DeMario Moss. 4.5 minutes remaining in this one. 64-55, Vikings lead. Eagles have been held to 14 points in the second half. I mean, this is just incredible. No threes in the second half. CMU won the first half 41-26. They are getting beat 38-14 through the first 15 minutes and change of this second half. Just unbelievable flip of a switch out of the halftime break.
And this game was very close. Mo Valley with a 2-point lead, about the 7:30 mark in the first half. Central Methodist got away with that 14-point lead at halftime by defending and getting some points in transition. We've talked multiple times the second half. Missouri Valley has gotten this game at the pace they want. We knew going in, they're highly ranked in the league defensively. It's kind of a different, unique defense that they play, and boy, has it been successful here in the second half.
CMU in desperate need of some caffeine, somebody to inject some energy, and that 3 is off the mark for Isaiah Reams. There is no rhythm to this offense. They have completely stalled out.
Well, they're pressing. They're playing faster than they normally do, and again, credit this defense.
Davenport. Shoulders in, spin move. Off of Reams, out of bounds, 2 on the shot clock.
I think you and I both know Davenport's going to have something to do offensively the rest of this basketball game for Mo Valley. Whether he shoots it or kicks it out, they will run their offense through him the rest of this way.
5 on the timer. Farrell, crossover, pull up, contested, off the heel. Raphael Gay with the rebound. They need him to start cleaning up the mess. Williams accelerates, hangs, no whistle. And another miss for CMU.
Most of those shots that drive by Williams, albeit a nice drive, they've been contested.
And it's just been amazing to watch Mo Valley just milk this clock away. Fully content to take it down to the last seconds of the shot clock. Farrell spins against Williams, finds a cutting Moss, rather Thompson, he missed it. CMU needs a run right now. 3 minutes to play. Reams dribbled it off. Prater collects, Williams hangs, gets his miss, no whistle until the end.
Good effort that time by Tommy Williams. Missed his first shot, stuck with it. Thought he had a chance to get that offensive rebound put back to go, but did not. But still shooting 2 free throws, 2:52 remaining. See if Coach Sherman does something in the full court.
I think we've seen the chinks in the armor that have crept up for CMU in some of these losses this year. The points left at the foul line. And in a game like this, in order to try to speed up the game, you have to find a way to force turnovers, and that just has not been their forte. 7 steals a game.
Also, you know, you got to be able to, and Aaron, it's still 10 games in, relatively early in the season, execute half court regardless of what the defense is, you know. And that's just reps, and when teams don't allow you to play the pace that you would like to play, you have to be able to adapt, and Central's really had a difficult time offensively in the second half adapting to this defense.
Timeout taken by Jim Boone and Mo Valley. We'll keep it with you on the Hart Conference Network. 2:42 remaining in this one. Mo Valley up by 9. Let's give you a score update from around the Hart Conference. Graceland leads Clark 63-50. 8 minutes remaining in that one in Lamoni. William Woods up by 13 on Culver Stockton in Fulton. Baker leads Peru State by 12, under 5 minutes to play in Baldwin City. Grandview leads Mount Mercy by 11 in Cedar Rapids, a minute and a half remaining in that ball game. Park has extended their lead on mid-am, 71-57, 3.5 minutes remaining in that one. Missouri Baptist non-conference action tonight against Mission. They lead them by just 2 with 7.5 minutes to go there in St. Louis. Columbia leads Williams Baptist in the AMC 40-34, low-scoring affair at the Southwell Complex, 12.5 minutes to go in that one. So, you know, you could say, wow, Park, great win over CMU, great win over Mid-Am, but they have also had some duds of losses. They have a losing record, so.
This league, man.
I mean, even more than ever this year, you just don't know what you're going to look at in the box score by the end of the night.
And you know what's interesting, Aaron? Is it because of the culture of college basketball with so many kids transferring and new rosters every year? You and I have had discussions about, you know, the value of building a program. I get it. And also understand to compete at this level these days, you got to go out and get kids every year and what have you, and it's just really interesting dynamic to watch, and I think that has a lot to do with what we're seeing in the Hart this year.
Davenport slipped to the benefit of Tommy Williams, who's caught up on the screen instead, accelerates the other way, missed the layup, tapped out of bounds, and CMU catches another break, getting the ball. And Davenport's a little shaken up on the other end. And, man, you hate to see him grimacing in pain after slipping like that.
Now this will be interesting if, is he going to come out or is he going to stay in?
He's already has that left wrist taped up.
Yeah.
And you do not want to see that. Miyu Nargia checks in for him, and hopefully he's able to come back in this game. Ogene. Stopped in its tracks. That's been the type of defense all night from Mo Valley. Williams against Miyu Nargia, blocked. And they say it's out of bounds off of Williams, and it's just been another slog for him on the offensive end, especially in this second half.
And these officials have been consistent tonight. They let them play, Aaron. You know, it's been a very physical game, especially inside the paint. A lot of contact on shots, many of them contested, but it's been consistent.
.205 to go. Floater. Charging foul on Mo Valley and Antoine Farrell. He came over from Point, where he averaged 16 points a game, 5 rebounds a contest. Been a really nice addition to this Vikings squad. Held in check for the most part tonight to not 10 points, and he's 4 of 16 from the field. Still Mo Valley up by 9. Ogene step back 3, high arcer, good. Eagles could use a shot in the arm with under 2 minutes to go. They got to pick up some more stops as well. Davenport back into the game.
Both teams are in the double bonus, Aaron, so if there's a foul, a common foul on either team, we're at the free throw line. Get shot clock down here under 10. You do not want to foul if you're the Eagles.
Davenport gets the switch against James. In the timer, crossover, muscles in, pull up, off target, taps, and it's CMU possession. And you have to make the most of it.
Yeah, you're down 6. Matt Sherman with a timeout. That is his third. He'll have 2 remaining. Mo Valley with 2 timeouts left. As crazy as this second half has been, 119, there's still plenty of time left in this basketball game for Central Methodist. But you got to score, which has not been easy this second half.
They just have not been efficient with their opportunities, 35% from the field. And it just has to be such a frustrating team to face. I mean, just credit so much to Jim Boone and what his squad has put together in the second half.
Yeah.
And because they've had a half-court game, I mean, they are running down the shot clock to the very end, and CMU has not had very many opportunities.
Yep.
And if you don't take advantage of them, the game is going to be out of your hands in a blink.
Yeah, I wrote a couple things down here, talked real briefly post-game. The first thing I wrote down was energy. You think, you don't have to be a great offensive player to play defense, but if you can bring energy, understand principles and concepts, and play with a little intestinal fortitude, you can play. Mo Valley, with obviously Davenport being their go-to guy, they've got kids that have scored 2, 4 points that are in the game right now because they're defending.
Tyson Ogene knocks down a couple in a row. It's a 1-possession game. Can CMU pick up one more stop? Thompson hands it off. Farrell. Between the legs. Back to Davenport. He paces it. Scoop layup high off the window. Dances out. Tapped up. Patrick, no. And nobody was there to box him out at the end. You got to finish the possession, and that's exactly what Matt Sherman is saying. Way too many opportunities for Mo Valley.
Aaron, I don't know this as a fact, but I think that is the 10th offensive rebound putback by Mo Valley. The 5th, I should say, in this game.
Now out rebounding CMU by 3, and I really think Keanu Patrick's second half has really made the difference.
Yep.
12 points, 5 rebounds, but even more than that, the picks he's setting, I mean, he's helped to be physical against Raphael Gay on the other end. His substitution into the game has really changed the way CMU has been able to do anything. Tommy Williams down to 2 of 13 from the field, 9 points, really tough night for him. And now CMU needs another 3. And shout out to Tyson Ogene for a couple he's made in a row.
You actually don't need a 3. A 2 will get you within one possession. So you got to score as quick as you possibly can, get your defense set. You can't get a turnover, obviously, to get them to the free throw line and or get a turnover. So whether you get a 2 or 3, I don't know, is really that important right now, because either way, you can cut it to a one-possession game. Then obviously you got to rely on your defense and maybe some poor free throw shooting by Mo Valley to see where this goes.
Nine-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Reams with urgency the other way. To Ogene, straightaway 3. Off the backboard and in. So it's a 2-point game. 29 seconds to go. Let's see if CMU tries to foul and they get Davenport, not your top candidate.
Good quick foul.
Thompson's shooting 64% from the field. Patrick 60% from the foul line, I should say. And Davenport 88%.
I think if you're Missouri Valley, that's the guy you want at the free throw line. Matt Sherman with 1 timeout. Mo Valley still with 2.
2-possession game. Reams, kick out. Williams up top. James, pump fake, pull up. No. You talked about CMU being sped up at times tonight, and that's exactly what the Vikings did on that possession. Great recovery, contest the 3, make you force a 2.
Well, Ogene had a Mo Valley or 2 player locked on him. He was not going to get another 3-point attempt that possession. We saw that from up here. Then you got somebody else to make the play. Reams with a nice drive, had a couple kickouts, and it's kind of the way night's fallen for Central Methodist. Just couldn't capitalize offensively.
You do get a miss. Get a quick shot here. Williams tried to earn a foul, could not get it. Saved. Ogene, James out of bounds. That's ball game. Unless CMU can pull off the miraculous. And they don't give a foul, even though Ogene looked to take one. Heck of a second half from Mo Valley. Lost the first half by 15, win the second half 44-24. Completely changed the game and outlast CMU tonight on the road. And they pick up their first win in Fayette since 2020. Just a really ugly second half from the Eagles, and one that will really stick in their craw until the next time they take the floor.
Aaron, the game is 40 minutes. To be successful, you got to play all 40. Central played a really nice first 20 minutes, and Missouri Valley played a really nice second 20 minutes, and obviously came out the victor tonight. What a conference, the heart of America. Every night you got to be ready to play, got to lace them up, and you never know what can happen. Congratulations, Mo Valley, on a well-deserved win. Great defensive effort in the second half.
Thank you, Dave. We'll see if we get Matt Sherman up here for post-game. Disappointing night for him and his squad as they come up short against the Vikings. As the Eagles fall to 7-4 on the season, 3-2 in the heart. Mo Valley moves to 7-4 overall, 3-2 in the conference. The Vikings will be on the road at William Penn on Saturday and then return home to host Columbia on the 13th before they finish out their year against D2 Northeastern State in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. As we do have the head man Matt Sherman up here for post-game conversation. Coach Sherman, tale of two halves, that's for certain. 15-point lead going into the locker room. Mo Valley wins the second half, 44-24. They completely made it their game, shut down Euro offense, and made it their game. And they really shut it down and found a way to win tonight.
Yeah, I mean, when you play selfish and you don't play smart, that's what happens. So we thought we had the right game plan. I think it showed there in the first half, but even flashes of the first half, I think you could see some of the things that could go wrong maybe for us in the second half. So some of our shot selection was just terrible tonight. Just the, shots off the dribble, poor three-point attempts. And we weren't strong at the basket. We took the ball to the basket hoping for a foul instead of being aggressive. So that was, just things that weren't going to win you games. And, Valley just kind of hung in there and waited for their time to come and took it at us defensively. And, the guys that maybe played team ball for us offensively aren't as strong defenders for us, and I think it just showed. So we didn't have guys out there playing both sides of the ball for us.
And what do you think they were able to do, especially against your top two, Isaiah Reams and Raphael Gay? They combined, they held them to about 10 points in that second half. You just weren't able to really run their action the way that they wanted to. They were able to shut that down, and that forced you to have to go to tertiary options. And what was the challenge of playing that pack line defense and the way that they shut off the valve in the second half?
It wasn't a pack line defense. I mean, they just came out and they were hard hedging the ball screens. The lanes were there to drive. We just didn't handle the ball. So that wasn't it. I had to play Zay the whole game. Ike was not full strength, so we weren't really playing him unless we had to tonight. But so I think they wore Zay down a little bit with their hard hedges, and he wasn't making the best decisions with the ball. He had more turnovers than normal. I mean, he was still getting to the basket and still scoring, I thought, at a normal clip. I thought they doubled in the post on Raf a little bit, and I think that bothered him. That wasn't something that we had seen in scout and necessarily prepared for. So that was something that, as a coaching staff that we let everybody down with tonight was not being ready for that. But, we still have to, handle the ball and be ready for that and have better spacing and stuff. But, I think we just kind of got sped up and guys wanted to take it upon themselves and take poor shots and go one-on-one, and that's just not going to win you games.
How about David Davenport on the other side? 31 points, certainly a challenge for your defense. You had to switch multiple defenders on him, and he's going to be a tough guy for the rest of the conference to have to handle it this year.
Yeah, but the conference has actually handled him pretty well. He's got all of his points in the non-conference if you look at the stats. So the other conference teams have been able to kind of, I don't want to say shut him down and be offensive because he's a hell of a player, but all of his good games have been in the non-conference, and he's about 10 points less in his conference games. So he's probably wanting to hurry up and play against us again. But he just took it right at us. We opened up the lanes for him, and we didn't have the primary defenders back. Our help defenders weren't in the gaps. They were over hugging their man, and they just pretty much beat us one-on-one tonight. And like I said, that's not winning basketball. So I really think we only played about 10 minutes of good basketball tonight. It was the last 10 minutes of the first half.
It just seems like over the last few games you've just kind of been a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde. The Park performance, the Culver Stockton game, two completely different contests, and obviously different teams are going to offer you different challenges. But what do you think it's going to take for your team now that you have to go on the road a couple of times to try to find your rudder and just find some steadiness?
Yeah, we just got to buy in, I think, to being a team and doing things together. Not everybody's going to win you games. I'm pretty sure you probably could see it on film tonight. I mean, when we got down, we had guys walk into the huddles. We had guys slouching on the bench. I mean, everybody wants to pout when you come out of the game or you think you're not playing well. or maybe it's the coach's fault that you're missing shots and you're getting scored on. I mean, we all have to take more accountability. We got out coached tonight. We got to do a better job with that. But as a player, you got to do your job, and you can only control your job, and you got to be responsible for that. So just everybody has to step up, and we've got to get better. We got to move on. We can't sulk, and we got another game Saturday we got to get ready for.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time, and looking forward to seeing you guys on the road at Mission in Springfield.
All right, thank you.
So final score tonight, Missouri Valley 70, CMU 65 as they fall short after a slog of a second half. And so, again, the Eagles will be on the road at Mission, at Clark on the 13th, and the last home game of this year will be against Heston College on the 16th. Until then, we will sign off here from Puckett Fieldhouse for the Eagles Hall of Famer Dave Fox. I'm Aaron Mosier. We'll see you next time on the Hart Conference Network.